Okay, I don't like to like make fun of people or call people stupid, but this has got to be the stupidest packing job I've ever seen for fragile glass placed in a an envelope where it's moving around inside the. Oh my god! If this is broken, I will have a hissy fit on camera. All right, let's get to the unboxing. We're unboxing this on camera. So in case, oh, did you just see my sports croc? Sorry about that. Yeah. So we're gonna do this just because. Yeah, I got to make sure that this isn't broken. I got this from Mercari, and yeah, oof. I was going to do a fast motion unboxing, but we're going to learn about this object if it's not broken. Okay, and this just is on display about low IQ people. I mean, how did you think this was a good idea? Oh my God. All right, let's go ahead. Oh Lord. I really wanted this item, and there's no replacement for it. So if it's broken, you know, it's not like you can go to like Temu and get another one. All right, let's go ahead. Oh my God. Do you see this? And you got this big giant. Yeah, the fact that the UPS man didn't step on it, well, we don't know yet. Oh my God. All right. Usually you hear that rattling sound. You know what I'm talking about? If you buy things from online and antiques especially, when you hear that rattling sound, it's a sound that you'll never forget. And yes, that's happened to me. Multiple occasions, low IQ people. I mean, how could you think that this was a good idea to just place glass or crystal inside of a padded mailer? Like not even in a box. Like, I mean, my God, I mean, that's got to be an IQ of 69. An absolute IQ of 69. Now, I'm not saying I'm Einstein or a rocket scientist or a surgeon, but for God's sakes, I would know better than to place an antique glass crystal piece inside of a friggin' envelope that's like, it's rattling around and moving around, and the UPS man with his big boots could stomp on it. And why am I ranting and raving like a Karen? I don't know. All right, oh God, please don't let this be chipped or cracked or broken. All right, so far, so good. I mean, it's a miracle if it's not broken. I know. Shut up and just open it. Because we can trust the UPS guy or the postal service not to stomp on it and throw it. Oh, God. All right, here's the moment. The moment we're all waiting for. What? Wait, it's not broken? This is an absolute true miracle. Oh, thank God. All right, so what we have here, I love these. This is known as a piston pump atomizer. And I love piston pump atomizers. Let's take a look at it. Can we see? All right, so I don't know if it works. The seller didn't know how to operate it, they said in the description. They don't know how to do much. Apparently, well, it didn't come broken. Now, it feels like it could be crystal, but I'm guessing it's molded. I don't know, unless it's a deep cut. Look at that. I think that's called hobnail pattern. It's dirty. It needs a good cleaning on the inside. Look at the bottom. Now, I'm trying to look for a seam. If you see a seam, like a line, then you know it's like molded or pressed glass. But I was guessing that this might be Czechoslovakian. It might be a Czechoslovakian piston pump atomizer. Now, does it work? The seller said they didn't know how to operate it. Usually you turn this counterclockwise or clockwise and it should spring up. Hopefully it will. And, oh no, it's seized up, but I think I could fix it. Okay, so if you get one of these, all hope is not always lost. Sometimes if you get like a jar opener and you just mess around with it a little, sometimes you got to take this part off, the nozzle, because the air, it creates a vacuum in there. And sometimes if you twist it back and forth, it'll nudge up. It wants to. I could feel it. It's dying to notch up. It's, pop up. It's completely dying to. All right. What I can do is I can try to put some kind of lubricant in here to loosen up any gunk. Usually it's old perfume gunk that makes this not want to spring up. All right. So I got my magnifier out. Oh, you can't see it. I'm trying to figure out why this won't pop up, but I think I could put a little solvent in here. Let's go ahead. I don't like doing this. I really don't. I'll put it upside down because I don't want it to get... Sometimes... Oh, there's a can of air. Oh, for shit's sakes. Let's go ahead and try to get this... Let it soak in there. Sometimes soaking this in there will loosen it up. And I'm just going to leave it upside down for a few minutes like this. And I'll be back. All right, I don't want to waste my jar opener getting silicone on it. So I get these rubber bands from Amazon. And I just cut them and I use them as a pseudo jar opener. And let's just like play around with it. Oops, it's slippery as hell. And this is why I didn't want the solvent. I didn't want to put this stuff on here. Sometimes, let me actually dry it off. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. Sometimes if you keep going back and forth, eventually it will pop up. I've actually been successful a few times. All right, I had to get another rubber band. That's why I didn't want to use my jar opener. All right, let's keep moving back and forth, and really push it, springs up. Something's happening here. I feel it now. I go back and forth, the parts. Something's going to pop. Oh, we're all there. I feel it. I just feel it. Hopefully, it's going to spring up. And I'm coming out under a little bit. I'm going to push it out there, pull upwards motion, and rock it back and forth. And eventually it should pop up, hopefully. All right, I'm going to get my dental tools out. Wait, let's play dentist. Oh, my God. Let's try this. Let's try this hook. and see if we can get the grime out, because the grime, it ends up, this perfume seizes up everything that's inside of it. So I'm just going to go around it with the pick, and if there's any kind of incrustation, we're going to get it off. All right, let's go ahead. And now the actual WD-40 is dripping out of it, so that's a good sign. And how it works is you press it down and then turn it with your finger. So let me go ahead and try that. But there's no work with the WD-40. So I'm going to get another again. Isn't that fast? Where's another again? Here we go. Ah, I heard a click. I heard a click. It's moving now. It's moving a lot more than it was. And just back motion. Eventually, hopefully, it will loosen up in there, and it'll spring forward. Okay, now I'm like the lock-picking lawyer. Google him. He's on YouTube. He likes to break into things, and I could actually see a gap in here. I'm just going to go around with my dental tool and try to get it. All right, hold on. Ooh, something's starting to click. Let's see if a suction cup will stick to this. I highly doubt it. Okay, next. Oh God. It just does not want to budge. Well, this sucks. Had all about giving up, all hope. Multiple tools, going back and forth over 1 hour. 1 hour of pure dedication. And look at this. We got it. Oh my God. Now I got to put some screws back in it. And yeah. This was one of the most frustrating projects I've ever worked on when it came to one of these perfume bottles. I highly, highly seek them. I'm really like always looking for these, because these are actually very hard to come by. And when you do find them, they're generally seized up and they don't work at all. And look at this. I thought the spring was no good on it. It's silver plated. I tested it. Really quite cool. Look at the diamond top. Now, these were generally popular from about 1905, 1906, all the way up into the 1930s. The reason why they were not popular with women at all was because it would leak all over their gloves. So they wore gloves, and it would just like really be a mess. And so it would be such a mess that women just did not like them. They were highly hated. They were just absolutely, women were disgusted with these. These were travel atomizers. You can find them in all different kinds. You can find them with enamel work. French makers made a lot of these, and Czechoslovakian or Bohemian glass makers made a lot of these. Generally, it was between the French and the Czechs that made these, although some English companies and some American companies did make them too. I'm going to show you some ones that were made. I assume that this was made by a Czech company by the name of Bruder Rockman. Now, Bruder Rockman actually made a lot of French style piston pump atomizers, and also the bulb atomizers, the ones with the pretty bulbs. And they had a catalog. I'll show you some of the pieces. They have a catalog from 1906, 1907. And I'm thinking this may be an earlier version. We have the diamond top. I don't think it's a 20s. It could be. It could be a roaring 20s or teens era one, but really it's quite lovely. I am so astonished that I got this thing. I was obsessed, completely obsessed with getting this working again. And yeah, so what do you think? Write in the comments below. Let's engage. Let's have engagement. What do you think about a seller that takes a heavy chunk of antique glass and places it in a bubble mailer with just old used bubble wrap? I don't think the person did this on purpose. I really don't. I think that they did this out of ignorance. It was stupidity and laziness. And they just thought, oh, I'll just throw it in a bubble mailer. What could happen to it? If I write the words fragile on it, they won't stomp on it or throw it like a Frisbee. Here's the part of the Bruder Rockman catalog. And they made, like I told you, the bulb atomizers. They were really known for their toiletries. I do not think this one is French. I think it is Czechoslovakian. And here's the Bruder Rockman catalog. And this was from 1906, 1907. And so they were located in Haida, Bohemia. They were Germans, two brothers. Bruder in German meaning brothers Rockman. One made the mechanical part out of metal, and the other one made the glass works. So you see a lot of nifty pieces. And here we go. Here's their Mercure line. And they vary. They had nickel-plated or gold-colored plated. It wasn't gold. It was brass, I guess. Brass-plated atomizers. And here's a piston pump. And you see it with the button down. It's probably seized. Here's one that's very similar to ours. Oh, where did it go? Here it is. Very similar with the hobnail pattern. Although the top doesn't have a diamond. Well, I really can't tell from the picture. It doesn't have like a diamond-shaped top. You can see this was made circa 1906, 1907 in their catalog. They made many different ones. Beautiful enamel ones with cut window panes in them. Let's go ahead and look at some other ones. This one's another piston pump atomizer, but a round top with the hobnail pattern, 1906, 1907. A lot of people assume immediately that these were from the 20s or 30s. Here's another cut crystal glass there, Mercuroline. They named it after Mercury. And we got that clear glass with the cut work in it. The tops aren't the same as mine. But then again, he made hundreds of different examples. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of his other examples. And you can see another piston pump here. The other ones are bulb atomizers. And you can see different examples being sold at different price ranges. Prices are subjective unless you have a really good piece of French art glass that was signed by a famous designer like Baccarat or Emile Gallet or Lalique. And I'm trying to think who else. St. Louis, Nancy Daum, and so on and so forth. This person's selling a beautiful etched glass one with a round top. It's crazy, $515. They're never going to sell it. That's been sitting in their shop forever. But let's look at some more if we can find them. And here we go. They're at all different price ranges, all different designs. This one has a French top by Theophilus Martin. I could tell it Theophilus Martin from a mile away. And again, the prices are subjective. Here's a round one, just similar to the other one that was being sold for $500 and change. Here's a French one. This is a French one from 1904. By the way, I have the same one in my collection in red. Red, right there, cameo glass, at $449.10. Here's another one. This is a French one with Baccarat glass. And it's a piston pump perfume atomizer bottle. And it looks like an AI popped up when I typed in the search. It says, antique piston pump perfume atomizer bottles are collectible items, often featuring intricate designs and materials like crystal, silver, and art glass. These atomizers, which reduce liquids to a fine mist, were first produced commercially in the late 19th century. Oh crap, here's one of my videos. And me unboxing one back in 2022. And this was another beautiful piston pump perfume atomizer bottle. So again, when these were being made, they weren't very popular. They would leak all over the place. They were a pain in the butt. They used to seize up even back then. The plunger up here would seize up and get stuck. Any kind of perfume turns into dried glue. And so if it would gunk up in the mechanism, you were screwed, boys and girls. Your beautiful perfume bottle would just be a paperweight. Oh, it's windy out. It's 20 degrees and I have no coat on. All right, so I spent a mind-numbing hour, and I thought I was never going to get the top part up. And I did. I'm telling you, hard work pays off. I soaked it in WD-40. I took it apart. I unscrewed it. I took the insides out. I washed it. I cleaned it. It still wouldn't pop up. Finally, eureka, I got it. And now it works. All right, so this is most likely check glass. We have the really deep cut hobnail pattern. Oh, it's really windy. All right. And so I spent, I fast forwarded it to show you guys the frustration. So sometimes hard work pays off. Is it pressed glass or is it cut glass? Or is it molded glass? I do not know. I don't see the seams like I thought I did. It's very heavy glass, extremely heavy. It's not lightweight glass. This is a real heavy piece, most likely by Bruder Rockman. I don't know if you can see that. Really quite cool. And my God, I want you to write in the comments below. Do you think the seller was really ridiculous with how bad she packed this? And was I lucky or what that I ended up getting this rare piece? Well, these are not easy to come by without paying big bucks for them. And yeah, so I got really lucky getting this for I think it was $42 with shipping and handling and everything. There we go. All right, and I didn't think I was ever going to get this to work. I didn't think I was ever going to get this thing popped up. No way, Jose, did I think this was going to ever work. But sure enough, there we go. I thought the spring was seized and it wasn't. See you guys all on the next one.